What's going on? It's King Steph, and we are here for chapter 189 review of Jujutsu Kaisen. And boy, oh boy, this fight, not gonna lie, is looking to be in my top 5. It's just unbelievable. It's almost like every chapter, Gege is like experimenting with what he wants to do with this Kashimo Hikari fight. But let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Now, Hikari's domain is activated. And Kashimo already knew, which everybody else knew, Jatan mode, aka faster spins, that was coming. He doubted though that Hikari would hit the jackpot because of the 1 out of 239 odds of hitting the jackpot. But off the first try, Hikari hits the jackpot and Kashimo is shocked. Hikari's confidence is just sky high. Even after nearly dying, he applauds Kashimo for being able to nearly kill him just so many times in a day. He says his head is full of manga thanks to a foreigner otaku, aka Charles, which, hey, Charles was fodder, but at least he became notable fodder. You know what I'm saying? He was useful to a degree. But he asks Kashimo if he likes manga. Kashimo says no. I don't even think they had manga back then. But then Hikari's like, speaking of electricity, something like this, right? And he drops Kashimo and him into the water at the shipping dock to neutralize Kashimo's electricity. I think it's pretty cool that Hikari can actually move the coordinates of his barrier into different spots. In this water, a bunch of cursed spirits from the ocean pop out. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually surprising and refreshing to see these, because I don't even know the last time we seen like a regular cursed spirit. But with manga on his mind, Hikari just starts beating the cursed spirits' asses. This action sequence to me is just so cool. I genuinely cannot wait for this entire thing to be animated. But Kashimo hijacking like a flying cursed spirit to get out of the water while Hikari kicks him back in the water, and then Hikari grabs that flying spirit. Absolutely just great. It's just, you can tell this was fun for Gege to write. Now, Kashimo's curse energy leaks into the water. He can't use his curse energy in the water because it'll be drained. He basically just can't use any of his abilities while in the water. Now, Kashimo's electricity though creates a chlorine-like gas called electrolysis, the first deadly poison used to kill humans, and Hikari falls from the air as the poison gets into his system. Now, the best way to kill a reverse curse technique user is to take out the brain in a single hit or to poison them. Now, if the user is poisoned, you're going to have to use some advanced form of reverse curse technique to remove the poison, because it's hard to remove every single bit of poison inside the human body. Now, Kashimo, he thinks it's over. He says this battle was fun, but of course, Hikari's eyes pop right back open as if he just came back from the freaking dead. Hikari's reverse curse technique is literally automatic. The poison was removed subconsciously while he was barely awake. Hikari thinks about going back to the surface because he only has 5 seconds left of his immortality and birth curse energy. By the way, I'm liking the fact that these are kind of flying by at the 4 minutes. And he decides to just attack instead. He thinks that's the best sort of option right now for him to do. And both Kashimo and Hikari, while underwater, are both still wanting to fight and actually kind of talk underwater. But Gege wrote like the blah blah stuff that actually kind of made me laugh a little bit. And the chapter ends with Hikari having a shocked and worried face as a huge explosion comes from the water. And of course, we're on break next week. This was definitely a cliffhanger that kind of pissed me off, because now this is like, okay, 190 has to be the end of this fight. So either way, I can't wait for the next chapter to come out. Another great chapter. I mean, honestly, at this point, it's just we should just be accustomed to this. But I'm gonna get out like a solid 8.5 out of 10. Man, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually mad because I did get spoiled for this chapter a little bit. So some of the stuff didn't shock me as much as I wanted it to, but it is what it is. But man, that huge explosion at the end, I'm definitely thinking, because it was stated that Kashimo's curse energy leaks out. So I don't know if he did a technique. If he did, there is an option that is maximum technique, but I feel like that can't be the case. I think maybe his curse energy kind of just seeped out so much after a certain amount of time, it kind of like self-destructed. That's kind of what it seems like, because Hikari's face while they were fighting, he looked like a sudden thing happened. Like, it was so quick he could barely react, and it was 5 seconds left too of his immortality. So was the 5 seconds up before or after this huge explosion? That's the thing. And then they gotta think about the gas that's in the air too. So I wonder if like the chlorine, the electrolysis, is that in the air because of the poison, because of the explosion as well. That's gonna be interesting to figure out next week or the week after that. Man, it's a lot going on. I don't know who won this thing. That's the thing. At this point, I kind of don't care who wins. I just want both of them to live because I want to see, even though, okay, I want to see Kashimo meet up with Sukuna, even though I know he's going to be absolutely stomped. He's going to get straight just destroyed if he sees Sukuna and they want to fight. I'm not even going to entertain the fact that he might do some. No, he's not doing anything. But obviously, we all want Hikari to live because he feels way too important to kind of just kill him right here. And now the odds of both of them dying would be insane because that's like, well, we didn't expect that. But man, I just can't wait. Also, there was like an editor's note that said the Jatan mode. It said like this is looking like Jatan mode, but it's actually the probability change. That kind of threw me off because it's literally the fast mode. So I don't know if that was like a translation error, but I'm gonna just know that that's Jatan mode because probability change would have looked a little different. And the fighting sequences, my God, like I really cannot wait. Like the underwater aspect, the flying cursed spirits. It feels like we're just getting everything in this fight, kind of similar to Megami versus Reggie, where it felt like we're getting another level of the Jujutsu, sorcery, curse energy, all that. It feels like almost a showcase of the whole curse, the whole just curse system in general. Not to mention, like these two are they parallel each other kind of interestingly. Like they are both taking gambles. If you think about it, they're both taking a gamble on their life. Kashimo loves the thrill of battle so much that he's willing to die even in this state that he's in right now, just to enjoy like that pitch, that feeling of being able to use all your strength, especially against a worthy opponent like an immortal person like Hikari. Like I think that's cool. And even Hikari taking the attack, that's also a gamble on his point because he should have took the safe route and just escaped instead of trying to fight him underwater, but he just decided to attack instead. So I like that kind of characterization for both of them. And even though I did say he was fodder, which he technically is, I did like the fact that Charles was referenced in this. Actually, it might have been referenced in here a couple of times even before that, but he was referenced in here. He was used to showcase Hikari's domain. He was used to showcase him moving the barrier into the water. Little stuff like that gives Charles' character some usefulness throughout this story instead of just being beat up fodder. But I believe that is all of my thoughts that I have for this chapter. Pretty straightforward. Once again, these chapters feel like they just fly by. And maybe it's just me, but it feels like they're just so short. But yeah, I cannot wait until 190, which when we get to 190, we're going to be 10 chapters away from the grand 200. Can't wait for that. Fun fact, the last time we were on chapter 100, that was when Nanami went absolutely just crazy and he beat up Shigemo back in Shibuya. That was a great moment for Nanami. Who knows what we might get for 200? We might get something a little similar, or we might get something for the villains. Who knows? But let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about this chapter, as well as everything that happened in it, the fight, the whole poison factor, everything. Subscribe if you like more JJK content, other new anime content as well. I'll holler at you on the next one. Peace.